In the quiet moments of your life, when the world around you feels overwhelming, you may sense a stirring deep within your soul, a whisper that calls for your attention. This whisper is not a fleeting thought, nor is it a random feeling. It is the voice of God, a gentle reminder that you are chosen, set apart, and destined for something beyond the ordinary. God is calling His chosen ones to leave the familiar behind. This moment of transition is not something to fear, it is something to embrace with faith, courage, and anticipation. You are not just anyone. You have been selected for a divine purpose, and everything in your life, the trials, the struggles, and even the moments of doubt, has been preparing you for this very moment. When God whispers, "You are about to leave," it is a signal of change, a divine shift that will propel you out of your comfort zone and into new opportunities for growth, victory, and purpose. This is not a time to cling to the past or to fear the unknown. It is a time to trust God's perfect plan. He is leading you towards something greater, and even though you may not understand all the details now, know that He is with you every step of the way. He is opening doors that no one can close, and He is closing doors that no longer serve His purpose for your life. As a chosen one, you were never meant to stay stagnant. You were created to grow, evolve, and fulfill the divine calling placed upon your life. When God whispers, it is a reminder that He knows your heart, and He is preparing you to leave behind what is familiar and step into something new with faith, assurance, and confidence in His guidance. Imagine this: you are standing on the edge of a familiar place, one you have known for years, perhaps your entire life. Behind you are the people, the habits, the environments that have shaped you thus far. Ahead of you, however, is the unknown, a journey yet to be traveled, a path illuminated by divine purpose but veiled in uncertainty. God is whispering to you in these moments, inviting you to leave what is known and step into the greater things He has prepared. This isn't merely a physical departure but a spiritual evolution. An invitation to leave behind old struggles, limitations, and ways of thinking that have kept you from experiencing the fullness of God's plan for your life. Often, when God calls us to leave, it involves more than just a change of location. It can be a call to leave behind certain relationships, habits, or even mindsets that no longer serve our spiritual growth. These departures are not easy, and they require a deep level of faith and courage. But in His infinite wisdom, God knows what you need to let go of in order to step into the new season He has prepared for you. It can be daunting to think about leaving behind the comfort of what you know. The familiar, even when it is not fulfilling, can feel safe. Familiar routines, relationships, and environments can create a false sense of security, trapping you in a cycle of stagnation. But God is calling you to something more, a deeper, more authentic existence that lies just beyond the borders of your comfort zone. When He says, "You are about to leave," it is a divine nudge to trust Him with the unknown. The journey into the unknown can be intimidating, as uncertainty often breeds fear. The path ahead may not be clear, and the challenges may seem insurmountable. However, you can take comfort in knowing that God is already there, in the future you cannot yet see. He has gone before you, preparing the way, orchestrating every step, and aligning every opportunity according to His will. Each moment spent in uncertainty is a moment where God is working behind the scenes, weaving together the tapestry of your life with threads of grace, mercy, and purpose. This journey is one of faith, and faith, by its very nature, requires stepping out without always knowing the outcome. It is a radical trust in God's goodness and faithfulness. It means surrendering your desire for control and allowing God to lead you into unfamiliar territory. This doesn't mean you should leap into the unknown recklessly, rather, it is about taking calculated steps forward, grounded in prayer and guidance. Each step you take in faith is a declaration that you believe in God's promises. Even when circumstances seem contradictory, when God whispers, "It's time to leave," He is not abandoning you to figure things out on your own. He is inviting you to follow him into a new chapter filled with purpose, growth, and divine encounters. This journey may include trials and tribulations, but it is also rich with opportunities for spiritual transformation. Trusting the unknown allows you to experience the fullness of God's plans, which often exceed your wildest dreams. Embrace this divine invitation with an open heart. Know that every moment of uncertainty can lead to profound revelation and deeper intimacy with God. As you navigate this journey, let your trust in Him anchor your soul. Knowing that He is faithful to fulfill His promises and will guide you every step of the way, leaving is never without purpose. God is not asking you to abandon the familiar just for the sake of change. There is a divine reason behind every transition He leads you through. Your current season has served its purpose, and now God is calling you into something greater opportunities, greater growth, and greater victories. Think about the story of Moses. He spent the first 40 years of his life in Egypt, the next 40 in the wilderness, and the final 40 leading the Israelites to the Promised Land. Each season of Moses' life was marked by a distinct purpose, and each time God called him to leave, it was to fulfill a greater part of His plan. Moses' departure from Egypt was not just a physical move, it was a spiritual transformation, a call to step into his destiny as the leader of God's people. In the same way, your departure is about stepping into the divine calling that God has placed on your life. It's about moving from where you are to where He has destined you to be. Every trial, every challenge, every doubt has been preparing you for this moment. God has been shaping you, refining you, and positioning you for something far greater than you could imagine. As you prepare to leave, it is important to recognize that not everyone in your life will be able to go with you. This journey is yours, and it is one that God has specifically designed for you. While it can be painful to separate from people or situations that have been a part of your life, it is necessary for your spiritual growth. Some people are not meant to accompany you into the next season because they are not aligned with the greater purpose God has for you. This separation is not a rejection, it is a realignment. It is God's way of clearing the path for you to walk in your calling without distraction or hindrance. Remember, God's timing is perfect, and His plan is always good. Trust that He is removing the people and things that no longer serve your journey and making room for those that will help you grow into the person He has called you to be. You may be wondering, how do I know if God is calling me to leave? The signs of a divine transition are often subtle but persistent. You may feel a growing sense of restlessness or dissatisfaction with your current circumstances, even when everything seems to be going well. This restlessness is not a sign that something is wrong, it is a divine indicator that God is preparing you for something new. As you journey through life, you may begin to notice subtle yet profound signs that indicate God is moving you into a new season. These signs can manifest in various ways, often appearing as unexpected shifts and changes. One common indication is the closing of doors that you once thought were open to you. When opportunities that seemed promising suddenly vanish, it may feel disheartening at first. However, these closed doors can serve as God's protective hand, steering you away from paths that are no longer aligned with His purpose for your life. Relationships may also undergo significant transformations during this time. You might find that certain individuals drift out of your life, while new connections emerge unexpectedly. These changes can feel unsettling, but they often signify God's hand at work. The people He brings into your life may serve to uplift, inspire, and guide you toward your divine destiny, aligning perfectly with the desires of your heart that you may have not fully recognized. Each new relationship can be seen as a divine appointment, offering you the support and encouragement you need as you transition into this new season. Moreover, opportunities may present themselves in ways that defy your expectations. Perhaps you receive an unexpected job offer that perfectly aligns with your skills and passions, or encounter a chance to volunteer for a cause that resonates deeply with your values. These moments are not mere coincidences, they are divine orchestrations, affirmations of God's presence in your life. He is skillfully weaving together the threads of your circumstances, reminding you that He is moving you into a season filled with purpose, growth, and abundant blessings. Recognizing these signs can empower you to trust in the journey ahead, embracing the divine plan with an open heart and unwavering faith. Pay attention to these signs. God is always speaking, always guiding, always leading His chosen ones toward their destiny. When you sense His whisper, when you feel that gentle nudge in your spirit, do not ignore it. Embrace it with faith, knowing that God is preparing you for something far greater than you can imagine. Faith is not passive, it requires action. When God calls you to leave, He is asking you to take a step of faith. It may not be a giant leap, but it is a step nonetheless. The act of moving forward, even when the path is unclear, is an expression of your trust in God's plan. Each step you take is a declaration of faith, a proclamation that you believe in God's promises and are willing to follow where He leads. Think of Abraham, who left everything he knew to follow God's call. He didn't know where he was going, but he trusted that God was leading him to a place of promise. Abraham's faith in action became the foundation for the fulfillment of God's covenant with His people. In the same way, your faith in action will unlock the doors that God has already prepared for you. As you step out, you will begin to see the manifestation of His promises. You will discover new opportunities, new relationships, and new victories that you never imagined possible. Each step of faith will bring you closer to the fulfillment of God's divine purpose for your life. Prayer is your lifeline in times of transition. It is through prayer that you align your heart with God's will and seek His guidance for every step. When you pray, you are not just speaking to God, you are entering into a divine conversation where He can reveal His plans to you. Prayer opens the door to divine revelation and gives you the clarity and peace you need to move forward. In moments of uncertainty, when you are unsure of the next step, turn to God in prayer. Ask Him to guide your path, to give you wisdom and discernment, and to strengthen your faith. Remember that God is always listening, always ready to provide the answers you need. He is faithful, and He will not leave you to navigate this transition on your own. There will be times when God calls you to leave, but there will also be times when He calls you to stay. The key is discerning His voice and understanding the season you are in. Sometimes, God's call to leave is immediate, and other times, it is a process. The courage to leave and the faith to stay are both acts of obedience, and both are essential to fulfilling God's purpose for your life. If God is calling you to leave, do so with courage, knowing that He has prepared the way. If He is calling you to stay,